Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Big Talk with Bruce Dickey right here on Wabash Catch TV. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Kevin Greene. He is the head football coach of the Salem Wildcats. We're going to talk a little bit of Wildcats football from this year, maybe talk a little last year, probably talk a little bit about how the program has been building over the years. And Kevin's got a great story about how they do things a little differently in Salem, and whenever he's here, I always like to hear this because you guys are a little different from everybody.
I don't know if we're a little different from everybody, but we have a different approach. Yeah, we have a different approach with how we coach our kids, and excited to talk about it.
That's cool. Again, this Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. Let's tell you a little bit about what's going on in and around the area. Actually, I checked the Fairfield area. I checked the Flora area. I checked the Salem area, and I checked the Effingham area. There is nothing going on Wednesday, July 29th. If you can go out and make something happen for yourself, more power to you. Go out, walk the dog, and just have a good time. I suspect you guys will be practicing or something.
We are not actually this week. No, we've kind of taken the week off here.
So you're taking the no contact week as if it's actually there.
We are a little bit. Yeah,
well, that makes sense. So even in Salem, there's nothing going on. That's fine. That's all right. Like I can tell you that today it is National Lipstick Day. July 29th encourages all ladies and gentlemen, I guess, to wear your best color. For some, lipstick is the only makeup requirement, whether sheer and light, dark, or bright. July 29th calls for all kinds of lipstick. Throughout the ages, controversy. Did you know that controversy has surrounded lipstick throughout the ages?
I did not, and as a history teacher, I should probably know that.
You really need to pay close attention.
I need to include that in our curriculum this year, for sure.
You got to pay close attention to what I'm talking about here today. In the, British Parliament banned lipstick in 1770, calling it a devilish attempt to trick men into marriage. In some circles, lipstick was associated with witchcraft. Occasionally, lipstick contained poisonous materials. It's said that Sarah Bernhardt created a scandal by applying lip rouge in public. Surprisingly, George Washington supposedly wore lipstick, while Queen Victoria considered wearing lipstick impolite. One of her statesmen had a different opinion. During World War II, Winston Churchill thought that lip color boosted morale in an excellent way. So there you go. It's all kinds of things about lipstick. As of 2016, National Lipstick Day was celebrated. It occurred on an annual basis with no declaration. Businesswoman Huda Katan was named the modern-day founder of National Lipstick Day. And so there you are. I got to tell you, I do these little day things from try to keep folks informed on what that kind of thing. I'm not certain that I get one sillier than National Lipstick Day.
That's got to be close to the top. I would say.
That's a close. See, now this one's a lot better. This is also National Lasagna Day. Although National Lasagna Day in late July makes no sense at all, but National Lasagna Day on July 29th. Bake up a pan of the Italian pasta dish. Another way to celebrate is getting a table maybe at your favorite Italian restaurant. How long ago? You're the history major. You're the history teacher.
I'll do my best.
I'm not certain if you were a history major or not. When did the first recipe of lasagna appear in an English book?
Oh, that would be one I do not know.
The 1300s.
Okay, all lasagna right. We typically don't go back that far in U.S. history.
You don't go English classical civ all the way back.
Yeah. I wish we had enough time to. But,
that'd be fun.
Yeah,
that'd be fun. Exactly right. But lasagna first appeared in an English cookbook back in the 14th century. That was the first recipe for lasagna. The origin of lasagna is very debatable, and I'm not going to give you all the theories about it, but there are all kinds of different debates, and just as many different debates as there are kinds of lasagna. But and actually, maybe Kevin, the more important one today, even than lasagna, is what this also is. This is National Chicken Wing Day.
I can get into that one.
On July 29th, National Chicken Wing encourages a frenzy of dipping and sauce tasting with so many choices. Be sure to pace yourself. I got to ask. Okay, there on the picture, you can see a screen of that is some fried chicken wings.
Sure.
Also, and we've got some. Those are the baked chicken wings. What are your preference when it comes to?
I prefer the baked chicken wings, and I'm kind of an Asian zing type of sauce guy.
That's the thing. People, of course, it started getting popular with buffalo wings,
and I like buffalo sauce.
But the Asian zing is that's kind of a teriyaki type of thing.
It is.
Right?
It's more of an Oriental type base sauce. Had it first at Buffalo Wild Wings, but actually our Salem Elks has a pretty good Asian zing sauce. It's it's pretty good.
Well, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
So see, I was going to ask you then. There's a Buffalo Wild Wings. That one of those might be Asian zing. Actually, as a matter of fact, and I got to tell you, I am. So if you like the baked, I like the fried. I like the Hooter. I'm a Hooter style.
Sure.
You're apparently a BW3 style.
I am, but I'll eat Hooters as well. I don't discriminate when it comes to chicken wings too much. So, No,
that makes some sense. I like how many chicken wings. I'm going to ask you another question. You didn't know you were going to get quizzed.
That's okay. That's all right.
How many chicken wings do you think the average American eats per year?
Oh, per year. Yeah. Man, I would say the average American, goodness, 300.
Holy cow, you're amazing. 290.
Okay, all right.
Now, the price is right, you'd have gone over, you'd have lost.
Right, I would have been a loser anyway, so, yeah, you got to be under, right?
But that's very impressive. The average American eats 290 chicken wings a year, so there you go. After a number of different establishments started selling their version of Buffalo Wild Wings in the city of Buffalo in 1977, proclaimed the 29th of July National Chicken Wing Day, and the establishments like the Anchor Bar, Wings and Things, Duff's, all became famous for their chicken wings. So there you go. What else is going on today? I've got 6 baseball games to tell you about, ladies and gentlemen, and a big announcement. We now have, you're a Cubs fan or Cardinal fan?
We're Cubs fans in our house. Fan. Yeah.
But you don't. I'm not certain we've gotten Wabash to your house. Do we have Wabash to your house?
At my house?
Yeah.
No, we're a DirecTV family right now. But we probably.
So you get the Marquee Network.
We do. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, as of yesterday, we've got the Marquee Network here on Wabash Communications. So you're able, if you can switch over at any time.
There you go. And we just might do that because DirecTV is getting awfully expensive. And my financial coordinator in my house has told me we need to maybe look at other options. When she says that, we look at other options.
That's when you start looking.
That's when you start looking.
Right. Yeah, the Cubs play the Reds tonight here on Wednesday night. They're playing at Cincinnati, 5:40. Kyle Hendricks versus Sonny Gray. Of course, the Cardinals taking on the Twins. Second game of their 2-game series, Fox Sports Midwest, Channel 630. By the way, Marquee is on 598 on your dial. Miles Michaelis versus Rich Hill in that Fox Sports Midwest Cardinal game versus the Twins. The White Sox versus the Indians. Lucas Giolito versus Zach Plesac. And ESPN with a triple header today on of baseball, assuming everybody plays, and I think they will. Colorado Rockies at the Oakland A's at 2:40 as Germán Márquez versus Frankie Montas. The Dodgers at 6:10 at the Astros, and of course a rematch of that 2017 World Series that Dustin May going against, it's the Justin Verlander spot. He's hurt and he's out. And then the Mariners versus the Angels, Justin Dunn versus Andrew Haney. Also, horse racing. Saratoga back going today. And that starts at noon on Fox Sports 2, Channel 219. That is Kevin Greene. I'm Bruce Dickey. We'll be right back on Wabash Catch TV after this word. Please do stick around.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Le Mans Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Le Mans always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at lemansonline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Briscoe Surplus Sales on the northeast edge of Flora is your one-stop do-it-all shop. Looking for rugged boots and footwear from great brands like Lacrosse, Rocky, and Carolina? They're there. How about top-notch small engine parts and service? Briscoe Surplus Sales has it. Whether you're wiring your switches or switching your wiring, Briscoe Surplus Sales has the solution and the know-how to help you get the job done right the first time. Briscoe Surplus Sales, your one-stop do-it-all shop.
At Clay City Banking Company, we're all on the same team, regardless of zip code. At home, work, school, or across the country, you can be part of our team with our cutting-edge mobile banking products. From your hand, you can check balances, transfer money, make deposits, and pay bills. Looking for a loan? We've got you covered with our mortgage, agriculture, commercial, and consumer loans. Join our team today. Clay City, Flora, Louisville, and Fairfield Banking Companies. We're the hometown banks, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
It won't always be new. It won't always be clean. It won't always be flawless. But it'll always be yours. So how do you know it'll be protected? To solve the big challenges of tomorrow, take simple steps today. At Country Financial, when you're ready to start, we're ready to help. With auto insurance.
See me, Alex Atwood, and Sisney for your insurance and financial needs.
It is all things new at Zimdar's Heating, Air Conditioning, and Appliance Repair. We have a new line of heating and cooling equipment and new technicians. Our new equipment line offers 24 months free financing and excellent warranty coverage. Our experienced service technicians can provide you with quality service and repairs on all brands of HVAC equipment. Zimdar's has been serving Clay County and the surrounding areas for over 23 years. The employees of Zimdar's are here to help, so call local and call Zimdar's.
Make Carnaby Square in downtown Fairfield your fashion leader. We're the little boutique with the big inventory of beautiful, trendy outfits and clothing in a wide array of your favorite name brands. And don't forget our large selection of jewelry and accessories. Carnaby Square is Southern Illinois' largest dealer of Brighton. At Carnaby Square, we take pride in our one-on-one, knowledgeable customer service and look forward to helping you create your own special look. Plus, always free gift wrapping. Find endless gift ideas 24/7 at CarnabySquare.com and on our Facebook page. Shop the fashion leader in downtown Fairfield, Carnaby Square.
Hello, folks. Welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. Ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Greene is here. Kevin is the head football coach over at Salem. And the Salem Wildcats, on a bit of a run here in football lately. They won 6 games 2 years ago, 7 games last year. You like to, so we're going for, when we get a play, we're going for 8 this year. Is that right?
That would be the goal. We always want to be better. So, yeah, I mean, that would be the goal. But with our schedule and most schedules in our state, it's always a challenge. But our kids have had a nice run here these last couple of years, and obviously want to keep it going. Before we get to
this year's squad, let's talk a little bit about last year's team. You had actually a relatively young squad last year, or at least when you look at the skill players. But on the defensive side, was not nearly as young, and they kind of, if you look at it, looking back at the 1920 team, the 2019 team, do you think the defense carried the offense, or would you count on the offense a little bit because you could score? Yeah, I think it was a balanced type situation depending upon the games. I mean, we had, I think defensively, when you look at our team last year,
you looked at Trevor was there, obviously, had been a 2-year starter at linebacker, was a senior. We had a safety who was also a 2-year starter in Leighton Ware, who was a senior, and Cole Graham, who was a senior. Those guys got a lot of publicity, but they were the only 3 seniors we had in the starting unit.
Right.
So we return 8 kids there, all 4 of our defensive linemen. We return our outside linebacker and 3 of our secondary guys. So, defensively, we were pretty young last year, especially early in the season. We took a few lumps, here and there, but offensively, I think we were able to put some points on the board because we had a little bit better depth at the skill positions.
Right.
Had a few more weapons than what we had in 2018. And, but again, I think on a game-by-game basis, there were times that our defense definitely carried our offense and vice versa.
One of the interesting things about last season, and we'll, like I said, we'll get to this season and getting ready for it and all that kind of thing soon. But one of the interesting things I think about last season is how especially with this Salem team last year, how you can get on a roll. Mm-hmm. And it kind of just feeds itself, doesn't it? Because you started out the season 1-2. You had a tough loss to Centralia, and then had a real nice win over Breeze Central at Salem, and then that Columbia team is a tough team, and they rolled you. And the team just, at what point did it start clicking in that? Then you started a nice winning streak. Did it start clicking in immediately after the first game or two that you won on that streak? A 6-game winning streak in a 9-game season doesn't happen very often.
No, it doesn't. And I that's a good question because, I think we had a team that our seniors were not big in numbers, but we did rely on quite a few of them on both sides of the ball. And, they had high expectations, and I think our younger players did as well. Extremely disappointed with how that Centralia game went. Did not play well, and then came back and played really well against Breeze Central, who's always a tough mark. And really were, again, disappointed with how we played against Columbia. They were very good, but I felt like, we just did not play well. And honestly, in the first quarter and a half against Redbud in week 4, I don't think we played real well either. And I think, we finally started to click offensively towards the end of that first half against Redbud, and then
roll in the
and then we're able to roll in the second half. We had some games there that we were really able to win big. A game over Westland, who was a little bit of a young team, and they struggled a little bit last year. Honestly, the Charleston game, I think if there was a swing game for us in the season, that was probably it.
Really,
our defense struggled a little bit in the first half.
But Charleston's a big school.
They are, and they had been very competitive in that Apollo Conference, which we were a member of for a while, and had trouble competing consistently. And when they came to our place, I felt like we really offensively took the pressure off our defense in the first half, and in the second half, we really, and we didn't just beat them, but I felt like physically we were able to beat them up. A team that came from a league that's a bigger school league, and I think that was when our kids really started to get a heartbeat for the fact that, we could really win some games in a row here. We could be a very competitive playoff team. And, so I think if there was that signature game, other than Breeze Central week 2, it was definitely that Charleston non-conference game.
Well, and the other thing, that gives you a really nice mindset. I mean, granted, after Charleston, you beat Carlisle. Carlisle was down. Carlisle was on the way up.
Absolutely.
But then you got Freeburg coming in, who has Freeburg's been problems for years.
Right.
And a confident, nice win over a team that needed to win to get into the playoffs and didn't get it.
Yeah, I think that Freeburg game, other than the Charleston game, we'd been playing them since my first year at Salem in 2011. Had a really nice rivalry with them. Had kind of gone back and forth. In fact, I think we were 3-3 or 4-4 going into that game against them over those years. And they tied the game up on us late in that game. We had to make some plays at the end to win it. And I think those 2 games definitely were games that were signature wins for our kids that, Freeburg had gotten us the year before at their place. And, again, it was just one of those moments where, our kids felt like physically we were able to step up in those games and really make Charleston and Freeburg have to raise their level of physical play, which is what we've been striving to do for a number of years.
That's the thing. You've been coaching for well over 20 years now. Coaching football.
This will be my 21st this fall. Yeah.
Well, not that well, but
right.
not well over, just a little over.
Right.
But you've been coaching for over 20 years now, and you can explain as well as anybody how how important it is for the confidence to build up and say a defensive lineman whenever he is actually physically beating the kid on the other side.
Sure.
That confidence, it exudes to him and to the other players as well, doesn't it?
I think it does, and I think, when you look at our teams the last couple of years, I think that word that you used is exactly right, confidence. I think in my years at Salem, we played in the Apollo Conference, which was, an extremely tough league.
Central Illinois, man.
It is, and our non-conference games were against Centralia and Mississippi Valley teams. We crossed over with them weeks 2 and 3, and I think it was just a really tough situation for our kids to gain that much needed confidence. And I think with our schedule now, we're playing teams that are equal to our school's athletic ability, and like you said, being able to have our kids know that they're going to have an opportunity to be competitive basically week in and week out has really helped to develop that confidence. And when you can develop that early in the season, when you play those signature games in the middle and end of the year, like we talked about, your kids are going to go into those games believing that they can be competitive. And that's with high school athletes, that's really, at the end of the day, what it's all about, is getting them to believe that they can be competitive.
And that's kind of that's really, when you look at it, kind of the goal of not just football, but of sports in general. You're trying to, of high school sports in general.
Absolutely.
You're trying to help kids get more confident and be a better adult as they move on, right?
Raise their own level of achievement for themselves, what they believe they can do, in their own vision. And that's really important. And it's hard sometimes.
That is. Talking today with Kevin Greene. We're talking a little bit now about last year's team. We'll wrap up when we come back about last year's team and then talk about the upcoming squadron and all kinds of other things. We got conference realignment. We've got plenty of stuff to talk about here on Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. That's Kevin Greene. I'm Bruce. Back after this. Stick around.
At Back & Body Works Chiropractic, we help you feel better naturally. We can help your whole family from newborns to the elderly. We offer auriculotherapy for smoking cessation and appetite control. We use acupuncture to improve health and well-being in the mind and body. We offer high-quality herbal supplements for adults and children, as well as CBD oil. We also offer exercise classes for women of every age, size, and fitness level. Stop by and see us on the square in Louisville.
Call my mommy.
I'm a bunch of wind, and just like your stomach after that strip mall sushi, I'm a bit unpredictable. Let's redecorate. What's the matter, Tanya? I thought you loved being spontaneous. And if you got the wrong home insurance coverage, I might break the bank too. So get Allstate.
Mayhem is everywhere, so get an Allstate agent. In Salem, call Brandy Drink Pool.
Hi, my name is Bruce Dickey of Wabash Catch TV's Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Watch us each weekday right here on your local cable station. We're on at 9 a.m. with a repeat at 9 p.m. It's your local TV talk show with plenty of information, fun, and frivolity to get your day started right or maybe even ended right. Please contact me at 665-9970 or at bruced@wabash.net if you are a member of your organization would like to be a guest on the show. That's 665-9970. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Hey, thanks for watching.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LaMonsOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Get ahead of the game at Carter Athletic Academy, where the goal is to transform you into the best young athlete you can be. Train for top performance in football, volleyball, soccer, baseball, and softball. Professional private lessons and clinics are always available with Carter Athletic Academy's expert training staff. Carter's exclusive Hit Track system brings skill development as well as exciting gameplay to batting cages. Plus, the Academy is the perfect spot for your special event or celebration. The Carter Athletic Academy in Fairfield. Scheid Diesel Service Company is your anything diesel full-service center and fuel injection shop. Scheid Diesel offers the quickest turnaround times to get you back on the road. Scheid Diesel can service any diesel engine from agricultural, construction, heavy-duty truck, and automotive. Let Scheid rebuild your pump, injectors, or turbos. Need custom fuel lines? Scheid has you covered. With a drive-in service, they offer a variety of services, including oil changes, engine rebuilds, DOT inspections, and DPF cleanings. For unmatched quality, think Scheid Diesel Service Company. Anything diesel. Hello, folks. Welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. Thank you so much for tuning in. My guest today is Kevin Greene. He's the high school football coach over at Salem. We're talking high school football today, and I am the cruelest human being of all time. I feel terrible for what I'm going to do, but it's fun playing in Benton in the playoffs for about 3/4, isn't it?
until about the last 27 seconds of the game. It was a fun day and a great atmosphere to be a part of.
Yeah, this is the kind of thing. A tough loss in the playoffs, in the first round of the playoffs. Mm-hmm. But is this the kind of thing you point out to your kids who are coming back? Say, hey, look, get a taste of this feeling. This is how we are trying to be. We're trying to beat these guys and watch what they're doing.
I don't think there's
anything you can learn from it.
Well, I think there's always things you can learn. Whether it's a positive or a negative, there's always things you can learn. And I think, our kids, I think right now in our current climate, it makes it more difficult because, we've got a senior group coming back this coming year that has a lot of kids that have started for 2 years and have been were with us at Paris 2 years ago. Were with us at Benton last year in that heartbreaking moment. And you just want nothing more than for them to be able to follow up what we've done the last 2 years with them over the hump. And, that was it was a painful day. And like we were saying during one of the breaks, it's any high school athlete, if you don't win a state championship, you're going to have those moments that haunt you.
Right.
And it was just painful watching my son and his friends that have put so much time into our program through junior tackle and through the high school get their hearts broken like that. It was the hardest day as a coach I've ever had. But again, like you said, there's always things you can learn and things that you can use to motivate your teams coming back in the future.
It's been a nice little build of the program to get to the point where we're in the playoffs the last couple of years. Mm-hmm. Salem over the past 25 years has struggled to get into the playoffs. And part of that is getting solid players in. You lost some. How many of the kids that graduated are planning to go on and play some ball later on?
We've got a few. Trevor, who was
I know your boy Trevor.
Yeah, fullback middle linebacker. He's going to play at Greenville. And Leighton Ware, who was a safety and wide receiver for us the last 3 years, he's going to play at Illinois College. And Rylan Quinn, our quarterback the last 2 years, is also going to play at Greenville. And off the top of my head, we had a couple other young men that had opportunities to, and just decided to more focus on career or academics, which is totally fine. So, but we've had several kids over the last few years that have had interest in playing, and had colleges who were interested in them, which is always exciting.
Well, that's the other thing. You might have a kid on a team that struggles. That they don't really. It might be a pretty good player, but they don't typically get noticed. It's when their team starts winning a little bit that the colleges start noticing, don't they?
I think that sure helps, because when you have good players around those guys, it accentuates what their talents are, and it makes it easier for them to see what this young man can do around other talented players, which, when you get to the college level, whether it's small college or big college, everybody was a star in some capacity on their own team in high school. So that definitely helps. It really does. And I think, people say, well, colleges find you no matter what. And I think that's true to a certain extent too. But boy, it sure helps when you have a team around you that's helping you be successful as well.
I got to tell you, people might say that. I'm not sure I believe it. that colleges will find you.
Yeah,
I mean, they're looking hard.
Sure. I think 15 or 20 years ago, that was definitely
maybe a
much more true statement.
Yeah.
Nowadays though, with so much availability of video and huddle and things like that are so easily to be shared with college coaches, I think it does make it easier for them to find some of those maybe diamonds in the rough. But it's tough. It's tough if your team is 1-8 to say, look our way.
Yeah.
It does make it a challenge.
Before we talk a little bit more about this year's team, tell me a little bit about the recruiting process, because I know that your son participated in it to an extent. I had videos and stuff on different rivals and scouts and stuff like that. What did you, as a parent, how did you treat it, and what did you learn that you might help with your either your future kids of your own or future kids that you coach?
I think the biggest thing is don't get caught up in the number of schools that are looking at your student athlete. Because by and large, most of our kids are going to go to smaller schools, Division III, NAI type schools. They're not going to go pro. And, one of the first things that we told Trevor was, you need to try to figure out what you want to study and make sure that the schools that are looking at you have quality programs in that area, because that's by far and away the most important thing.
Right.
And I tell all of our players that, you need to have an idea. Maybe you don't have to have it funneled down perfectly, but you got to have an idea of 2 or 3 things that you think could be in your future, and make sure that those schools are going to work with that.
That are interesting.
Right. And I think the next thing is, the kids need to really look at the school, look at the program, and see if they're going to have an opportunity to play. Because if you're going to play small school sports at the college level, let's be honest. Number one, they're expensive.
Yep.
And number two, the most fun part about it is playing.
Yeah.
And you don't want to go somewhere as a linebacker, as my son was, and walk into a program that has 18 linebackers returning on the roster. So I think those things are really important, because there's kids that go away and realize, man, I'm really buried here.
Yeah.
I got 3 years I'm going to have to put in before I even get a chance to play. Look at that stuff. That's important stuff to know.
That's the thing. I hadn't really thought about that. I've had a nephew that went through the recruiting process in basketball, and they basically, they did the first part of it, look at school, see if it was any good, and then the financial part of it. But I don't know how. The occasional coaches are maybe coaches do overpromise in the
absolutely
recruiting.
That's their job.
Yeah.
Right, that's their job, is to sell their program and make it look good. And but I do think there is an onus on the kid and the family to, and with help from the high school coaches, to say, I don't know, you've got these 2 choices here. If you look at that roster, boy, there's a lot of kids coming back in your spot. There are young players that you're going to have to leapfrog in order to get on the field. So
I'll tell you what, that's fascinating. I knew that that your boy was going to play at Greenville, and I wanted to ask how that works out. Folks, you're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey, talking with Salem High School football coach Kevin Greene, and we'll be back to talk a little bit more about this year's team, as well as some changes going on in the Cahokia Conference, and we'll be right back after this word. Please do stick around.
Are you needing to advertise or promote your business or special event? At Meager Sign and Graphics, they can print and install laminated vinyl on all sizes of metal, PVC, and plastic sign material. Meagers offers all types of vinyl options with professional installation on your vehicles, walls, and windows, or just about anything else you would like to be personalized. Meagers also offers all sizes of PVC and mesh banners. Meagers is now able to offer LED message centers. Stop in or call Kevin Blank or Danny King at Meager Sign and Graphics for all your lettering and advertising needs.
Having car trouble, need a tow, or just some routine maintenance? Butcher Automotive in Louisville has you covered. Locally owned and operated, Butcher Automotive offers complete vehicle repair services along with tire sales and wheel alignment. They're your local Hankook tire and interstate battery dealer. Butcher Automotive offers free local pickup and delivery so your car can be repaired while you're at work or at home. Butcher strives to treat everyone's vehicle as their own. At Butcher Automotive, they don't want you to give them your business, they want to earn it.
Residents of the Clay County and surrounding area have relied on Clay County State Bank for sound professional service for over 100 years. With convenient lobby and drive-up hours, we are ready to serve you Monday through Saturday. We appreciate all who bank with us, and we look forward to the opportunity of working with anyone who is looking for a community bank to help with their financial needs. Give us a call at 665-3314, visit us online, or stop by and see us on the square in Louisville to experience our friendly personal service.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
I thought I'd lost my business in that fire, but my agent was there before the flames were out. He said, together, we're going to rebuild. Our employees depended on it. My independent agent and auto owners made sure we didn't skip a beat. I mean, we didn't miss a single payroll.
For whatever lies ahead, we're always there. Auto Owners Insurance. North Wayne Insurance Agency in Flora is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
Welcome to Zinc Building Center. My dad and Ryan work here. They sell lumber, paint, doors, windows, plumbing, electrical, and much more. Oh yeah, they sell guns too. Zinc Building Center on Route 45 and Louisville. It's a cool place.
Hello, folks. Welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. Kevin Greene is here. He is the head coach. I get ahead of myself.
It's all right. It's all right.
He's the head coach of the Salem football team, Salem High School Wildcats, and we're talking about a wide variety of subjects today. Let's now we're gonna talk based on the team is going to play this year. Now we're probably going to hear in the next few days that there may be a large delay.
Sure.
In playing, but the squad, you've got a good experience. You said you got 8 kids coming back on defense.
Mm-hmm.
How many you think coming back on offense? Probably 6 or 7 anyway.
Yeah, we lost
skill coming back.
We have some skill players coming back. We did lose 3 offensive linemen. Which is, that's concerning. We had 3 pretty good senior offensive linemen there, Holden Henson, Trey Hunziker, and Nolan Branch, who have graduated, and they're going to be tough to replace. So that's probably our biggest focus right now.
How have you been able to adapt to this summer? Because the things that Salem does, the no win sprints, the way that you guys run your practices, and the way that you run your off-season practices are a little bit different from other folks. How have you been able to adjust that under how your program works?
Sure. What we do is we kind of believe in the whole less is more concept. And so really to adjust to what the guidelines have been this summer hasn't been really that difficult for us. We bring in a couple different groups, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday mornings, and they spend about an hour and a half with us total. They do some speed development and sprint work on the track for about 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and then they come in and they lift weights. And, we'll do some spaced out group walkthrough type things defensively and offensively. Right. And then, that's really about the extent of what we've done. And we've been able to pretty much get through the summer. We haven't done any real football practices necessarily, but we've been able to get through the summer pretty unscathed. We did have to take one day off when we had a couple of young men get sick and get tested, and they both came back negative, thankfully, and we were able to get going again right away on Monday, and So really, by and large, other than not practicing, having full practices, we've had a pretty productive summer.
But a lot of times during the summertime, what teams do during the summertime, I mean, you got 7-on-7 tournaments and all that kind of business. And those are right out, aren't they?
Yeah, we haven't done any of that stuff. And I don't know really anybody in our area that has done much of that.
So probably most folks will, I guess, be on an even footing, whether you're playing in September and October or whether you end up playing in March and February or March and April. Really.
Yeah, I think you're right. And I think, there's a lot of schools that haven't been able to do even what we've been able to do.
Really?
They've been shut down because of cases in their area, or some young men on their team perhaps got sick or something of that nature. So, we feel pretty good about what we've been able to accomplish within the, parameters of the guidelines. And, like you said, we're just hoping to get some sort of a plan in place here from the state in the next couple of days that will kind of give us a blueprint with what we can do moving forward.
We mentioned you've got skill position players coming back. You've got Caden B.
Yeah,
is maybe one of the best athletes in your conference coming back.
Agree. Yeah, he's been a starter for us since he was a freshman. He'll be a junior this year. I think he ran a 4.41 40.
3.5.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's a special,
really fast.
He's a special athlete and a good young man, and so we're glad to have him back as a junior. We've got Keaton Mitchell coming back, who's going to be a senior running back for us, and he'll start at linebacker as well. And then Donovan Williams is going to be another senior wide receiver. Julian Huggins, the lineman, offensive tackle, who started for us last 2 years. So we've got some pieces definitely that we can work with, coming back from last year's team. But obviously some holes to fill as well.
I got a chance to talk with I don't know who's playing quarterback for you, but I presume Trent Purcell is
Quentin Purcell.
Yeah,
Q Purcell will be our quarterback this year.
I had a chance to talk to him a few days ago.
Oh, really?
He's
a great young man.
He's a real interesting fellow.
Yes,
a lot of fun to talk to.
Yes,
he's going to be a plumber.
He's got that in his family. He's got that in his family, right? Yeah, so he'll have an opportunity there if he wants to step into that business. But no, Q's just he's a great
Q's
kid.
Been putting in some work, and working with Quinn had to help because Quinn had such a good arm over the
I think that Q has seen how Ryland did things and how Ryland went about his business. Q's been in kind of a tough spot though because he hasn't gotten that many opportunities to play because of Ryland being there. So we're interested to get out there and do some things with Q, but he's a student of the game. He's a competitive kid. He's a 3-sport guy in our building, and he's a great kid in our hallways, and great work ethic. Just can't say enough about him. I think he's going to do a great job stepping in for Ryland, and honestly, in our offense and what we do, Ryland did it really well, and I think Q's going to be able to do it really well. Get the ball to the kids who run 4.40s and are super fast.
Yeah.
And Q's a great leader. He's going to be able to do those things and get the ball out, take care of the football, which Ryland did an outstanding job of. And, honestly, it's a position that we're going to have a new guy there, but that's not one of our concerns, to be very honest. Q's going to do a great job for us.
You mentioned something there that I think folks probably don't think about so much when they're thinking about quarterback play. You like seeing the flashy guy. You like seeing the guy back up and just air it out. Throw 30, in high school, throw 30, 40, 50 yards down the field and let somebody run underneath, and that's fine too. But take care of the football and game management at the high school level is paramount, isn't it?
I think it is, and I think Ryland did a really good job of that. I think Q's going to do a good job of that, and we've kind of reined in what we do offensively just a little bit, which has kind of helped those guys do that too. The years past, we had Nate Roth, who's our career leading passer. Graduated in 2018, and Nate was forced to throw the ball more than what we would have wanted to, which put him in some bad spots. Exactly. And but we've been fortunate the last few years to have had some good skill kids. We've had some good line play, and that's allowed Ryland in particular to do the things that he needs to do, which is run our offense, get the ball out, and I think Q's going to be able to step right into that role and do the same things.
Well, that's half the battle, isn't it? What's the defense going to be? Any change to the defensive side other than losing your? I mean, when you got your 4 defensive linemen coming back, that's a nice luxury to have.
It is.
Coach.
We lose our 2 inside linebackers, obviously, but when you have those guys up front, coming back, that's going to make our younger players stepping in there, give them a chance to kind of grow into that role.
Linebackers look better.
It gives them an opportunity to learn their job and be able to execute a little bit better. So, but I think we've got Keaton Mitchell back at that outside linebacker spot. We have 3 of our 4 secondary guys back, and we're going to plug in a couple guys in our secondary that are juniors who are going to do a really good job. We're excited about our defense. We've got a tremendous amount of speed on that side of the ball, which is always a great place to start.
A lot of that. Do you have how many folks do you think you're going to have playing both ways this year? I mean, you half the battle is numbers, and numbers are solid at Salem right now. But you could always use some more, right?
Yeah, we have. I think we're going to end up with about 75 total kids.
Oh, that's pretty good.
We have 28 freshmen right now in our program, so that's really good. But we'll have a couple, but none of them will be full-time guys.
Okay.
Keaton Mitchell will play outside linebacker, and he'll be our feature running back. But we also have another safety who's going to be a junior who is going to be able to spell him offensively whenever we need him to. So we have, we've really tried to focus on that the last couple of years, is getting guys to play just the one way, especially in games, unless it's a situation where they have to play 2 ways.
And that kind of goes part and parcel also with the different outlook on training, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. I think we do everything we can to give our kids as much rest as possible in the off season, and that really goes into in games as well. I mean, we had Cole Graham and Keaton Mitchell last year that we could trade off. They both played defense, but I could pull them out and give them breaks on offense whenever we needed to.
Yeah, and it's kept them fresh.
It's amazing how in the second half, those runs by those guys when they're fresh become more punishing for a defense who has kids that are playing both ways the whole time.
That's absolutely right. Kevin Greene's here. We're going to wrap up things. We're going to talk a little bit about, I forgot to talk about special teams because Caden B might be involved there too. We're going to talk a little bit about special teams as well as the outlook for the conference. It's an odd little new conference. We'll be back here on Big Talk with Bruce Dickey right after this word. Please do stick around.
Make Carnaby Square in downtown Fairfield your fashion leader. We're the little boutique with the big inventory of beautiful, trendy outfits and clothing in a wide array of your favorite name brands. And don't forget our large selection of jewelry and accessories. Carnaby Square is Southern Illinois' largest dealer of Brighton. At Carnaby Square, we take pride in our one-on-one, knowledgeable customer service and look forward to helping you create your own special look. Plus, always free gift wrapping. Find endless gift ideas 24/7 at CarnabySquare.com and on our Facebook page. Shop the fashion leader in downtown Fairfield, Carnaby Square.
When it comes to your banking, you have as many options as colors in the crayon box. That's why you can bank your way at Teutopolis State Bank. What works best for you may be different from what works best for your neighbor. Teutopolis State Bank is built to serve all your banking needs, whether it's online banking, mobile check deposit, text banking, or just stopping in to see them at one of their 3 convenient locations. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender, it's Teutopolis State Bank. Banking made personal since 1913.
Napa know-how.
At Flora Auto Parts, you can count on the Napa know-how experts to have the solutions to keep you running on the road or in the field. More than just your car, your locally owned Napa store carries a large inventory of parts for farms, heavy trucks, and just about everything that moves. Experienced counter people understand your needs and are ready to help with the perfect part at a great value. That's Napa know-how at Flora Auto Parts.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Are you tired of searching high and low in those big chain stores to find what you need and deserve some royal treatment? Come to the King, Rural King in Salem. The friendly folks at Rural King will never leave you searching for those hard to find items on your list. Farm, home, sporting, automotive, and clothing. Oh, and did I mention we also have everything else, along with all of the quality brands that you deserve. Salem Rural King is a proud retailer of the steel product line. Your searching is over when you know the King, Rural King in Salem.
In 1916, Warren Miller chose Auto Owners Insurance. Later, his son made the same choice, as did his grandson. And today, his great-granddaughter did the same. As we reflect on where we've been, we're grateful to our independent agents and to those who have put their trust in us, and to the generations who will. Auto Owners Insurance.
Harrison Insurance in Louisville is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
Hello, folks. Welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here, talking here with Coach Kevin Greene of the Salem Wildcats. We're talking about a wide variety of subjects. And Salem football, the football team, their first game is supposed to be August 28th against the Centralia Orphans. We'll see here in a few days if that's going to happen. We hope. Fingers are crossed, but we are not the most optimistic people in the world. But one of the things I had Justin Townsend on yesterday.
Sure.
And they had Fairfield has had a kicker move in, a kid who's apparently ranked number 80 in the country.
That's a weapon.
And it's an incredible weapon, which tells you how important special teams can be, because Fairfield hadn't had a kicker in 25 years.
Sure.
And Salem has from on and off, but how's Salem going to do this year on special teams?
We'll be okay. Caden B, as we talked in our last segment, he punts for us, and he's awfully good.
Yeah.
Our return game is pretty solid, just because we do have a number of skill kids who have some good speed and are able to play with their shoulders square to the field and do some nice things there. And kicking wise, actually Q Purcell has been kicking off for us. He kicked off for us a lot last year because our kicker the last couple of years, Brady Munter, was a soccer player, and he'd had a hamstring injury. So all Brady did was kick point after attempts for us. And Q does a really good job. He doesn't kick the ball into the end zone, but he does a really good job placing it on the sideline and things like that. So special teams are it's so overlooked by some people. But boy, it can turn the tide of a game real fast if you don't execute.
People just don't realize how doggone important they can be.
It is, yep.
And especially in high school, how important field position is.
Yep, it is. It's just it's such an important part of the game. If you have kids that can kick the ball, and you're talking about this young man from Fairfield, if he can put the ball in the end zone on kickoffs and force the other team to start from the 20 every series, as an offensive play caller, that is as challenging as it gets.
Yeah.
I mean, just knowing that is going to be your situation no matter what. You're never going to have a chance to return a kick.
Folks don't realize how big a deal that extra 2 sets of 10 yards
absolutely
it works out to be, because there are so many things that can go wrong, and you're having to punt from behind the 8 ball.
Absolutely right. It's a big deal in high school football.
It's huge. You mentioned the boys with speed able to square their shoulders to the line. This is something, whether if they have speed or not, speed's great to have.
Sure.
But for a returner, maybe to me, one of the more important things to teach them there is to basically try to get forward as quickly as you can, as opposed to maybe looking for some kind of breakout, right?
Yeah, it takes a little bit of courage to be back there and catch a ball that's got a little bit of hang time, which many teams have. Good kickers. They have kids that can punt the ball. They have kids that are, whether it be a soccer kid on loan from the soccer team or whatever.
Yeah.
The kicking game in high school football has gotten a lot better, and it takes some courage to stand back there and catch a punt or catch a kickoff and move the ball up the field with your shoulders square, because a lot of times you see these returners will get hesitant. They'll start moving side to side and. They end up running 40 yards from sideline to sideline, but they get 1 yard in up the field. So
or fumble.
Exactly. So it takes courage to stand back there and do it. And we've been blessed the last couple of years that we've had some kids that were good at it and wanted to do it.
Interesting off season in the Cahokia Conference this year, wasn't it? I mean, it really didn't affect you guys all that much, other than losing Carlisle, which you kind of saw was coming anyway.
I think so, and I think the door's open for Carlisle to return. I think they've had we've actually scrimmaged them in junior tackle the last couple of years, and their junior tackle numbers have been pretty good. I think they're going to have a chance to come back to 11 man in the near future. I hope they can. Coach Berkner does a really good job with his kids, and hopefully they can get back there. But it has been, and I think it's kind of a best of both world situations. I think Westland and Red Bud were looking for opportunities to consistently play teams that are their size, which I don't begrudge them that one bit. Yeah. It keeps us in the same conference we've been in, which is a consistent situation, which you don't want to change leagues again. And it brings in 2 teams in East Alton, Wood River, and Roxana, who I think are going to be competitive members of the conference. It increases our bus travel a little bit, but at the end of the day, with the movement of teams in high school football, I'm not as worried about that as long as our kids are going to continue to be in a situation that they can be competitive in.
It doesn't really affect you. I guess I should clarify. It doesn't affect you so much this year, but it's next year that your schedule is going to be swapped around because you're picking up, like you say, East Alton, Wood River, and as well as Roxana and the Shells. I didn't realize the Shells had dropped in enrollment enough to basically be in a similar situation to Salem.
Right, they have, and they've been, they've had some competitive seasons the last few years, and East Alton Wood River's in the same boat. They open every last few years. I think they've opened with Bree Central and had some very competitive games with them. So I think they're going to be good additions to the league, and again, it's a situation where you kind of take what you can get in this climate that we're in of high school football. So, but again, I'm just glad for our kids that we're going to be able to stay in the same leagues, consistent conference, and not have to again look at changing leagues again, which is not what we would want to do.
No, that's trouble. That's trouble whenever you look at it. It's just difficult. Let's I got about 3 minutes here. Let's talk a little bit about the Salem High School rules, what they are, how you're dealing with in 20 and 21, how they're planning on dealing with the pandemic and the quarantine.
Yeah, I think that's the $1 million question for every school right now.
Yeah.
So
every school's different,
and they are. So we've put together our plan that we release to the public. So our kids will be in school. Half of our student body will be in school on Mondays and Thursdays. The other half will be Tuesdays and Fridays. All students will remote into class on Wednesdays, and the students will be asked and required to be in their class, whether it be in person or via Zoom or Google Classroom, on those days that they're not physically in the building.
Really?
Yes.
So you'll have you running the classroom. Presumably, you'll be there all 5 days.
Yes. Yes.
But on Zoom in full on Wednesday, I guess.
Yes. So all of your students in your class will Zoom in on Wednesdays. And then the other half of them will be there Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. It's going to be a challenging situation.
It is going to be a challenge.
Yeah, it's going to be a challenging situation. And I think, really honestly, more than anything, just for teachers to be able to teach their curriculum and also deal with the inevitable tech issues that are going to come up, whether it be someone not being able to Zoom in or, teachers' technology issues on their end. It's it's going to be challenging. It'll be a work in progress for a few weeks, I'm sure.
That's the intriguing thing to me is how do you use? Are you a chalkboard user or are you an overhead user? Or what do you?
We pretty much use in our building. We're fortunate technology-wise. We have projectors and smart boards in all of our rooms. So really, we don't use a whole lot of chalkboard overhead type stuff.
Be on the Zoom. It'll have its own Zoom thing.
Yeah, so you can share your smartboard screen, which comes from your computer. You can share that to the kids' screen, and I can just see a small picture of them in my master Zoom class on my iPad. So they can see whatever I'm showing the students who are in class while I'm talking them through whatever material we might be covering that day. So I think it'll be the most challenging probably for math people who are going to have to, who are constantly giving examples on a board or something like that. Social studies, I think we'll be able to adapt pretty easily to what's going to happen. But
and everybody will still have textbooks. I mean, I guess I just was wondering how this is all work. Do you still get?
We're a 1-to-1 building, so every kid has an iPad in our building. So basically, most of our textbooks are anymore on the iPads.
In the book,
right? They're on the iPad, so they don't have to carry books with them, and that kind of thing to classes. There are, but again, there's going to be challenges. Our family and consumer sciences. How are you going to teach Foods 1 and Foods 2 when you have half your class there that day? That's going to be an extremely challenging thing for those teachers, and again, I can't imagine. They're going to need some help getting those adapted, I'm sure, and But again, everybody's got their own challenges, I'm sure.
And all of this in addition to making certain that everyone who is there, it remains hand washing and socially distanced and clean and everything else.
Absolutely. It's going to be a challenge.
Oh, good luck.
Which we'll do the best we can with every day.
Of course you will.
Of
course you will.
Day.
I'm just wow. Whatever. I'm just one of those terrible people. Whenever I see somebody with immense challenges before, I just laugh. Good luck to you.
Right. Yeah, but we're not alone. I mean, every school in our state right now, and every school in our country is dealing with these issues.
Everybody's dealing with it. Let us know how we can help whenever we can.
Absolutely.
We're glad we have Wabash in the school, ladies and gentlemen.
There we go.
Glad to do it. Hey, Kevin, thank you very much for
Always
coming
a pleasure.
over. Best of luck. Okay.
Appreciate it. Yep. Thank you.
Whether it's this fall or next spring.
Whenever it is.
Folks, thanks for watching. We'll see y'all real soon. Have a great day.